We have a real treat this evening as we listen to Tommy and Nora Phillips sing What a Friend We Have in Jesus. It's the favorite hymn of many people, and it's one I have often used to encourage myself in times of feeling alone or struggling with something, that I'm not by myself, that I have a friend who is with me. The words to What a Friend We Have in Jesus were written by Joseph Scriven. Now, he was an Irishman. He was born around Dublin, Ireland. He actually came from a wealthy family, and he went to Trinity College in Dublin, and he really had a great life. They were prosperous. He had lots of friends. He had a good education, had lots of opportunities. And a tragic thing happened to him. The night before he was to marry, his fiancée died in an accidental drowning. And of course, that changed his life dramatically. Joseph Scriven had also been under the influence, I guess you could say, of the Plymouth Brethren. And they had a strong emphasis on holiness and personal holiness and a life that was like Jesus. Well, Scriven made a dramatic decision. He moved from Ireland to Canada, and he moved to an area in a town called Port Hope in Ontario. And he went there with the determination that he was going to live his life like Jesus, to never reject anyone who asked for help, to give freely, to look for ways to serve in his community. And probably some people thought he was maybe a bit strange, but Joseph Scriven lived a life like that. In fact, when he died, he was known as the Samaritan, or the Good Samaritan of Port Hope. The people of Port Hope erected a monument in his honor. And the words to What a Friend We Have in Jesus, all of the verses were inscribed on that monument. I looked it up on Google, and you can still see the monument that they have there in one of their parks to Joseph Scriven. The words to this hymn were written as a poem first, and it was a poem that he sent to his mother in Ireland when she was ill. And later, a friend of his that came by his house to see him when he was not feeling well found the poem on his bedside table and commented on how wonderful the words were. As is often the case in hymns, the music and the words are not written by the same person. The person who wrote the music to What a Friend We Have in Jesus was Charles Converse, and he was actually a very educated musician. He wrote some choral music, he wrote some music for orchestras, but he is best remembered for the very simple tune of What a Friend We Have in Jesus. I have to say that this song has endured through these almost 200 years that it's been in the hymn book. It was made popular by Ira Sankey, and he published it in his hymn book called Gospel Hymns. And it just really became the favorite of many people. It's wonderful to have a friend, but it's also more wonderful to have a friend like Jesus, one who is faithful, one who is true. I'd like to read to you just a scripture here, what Jesus said about friends. He said, "Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you."
we